Hey guys, welcome back to Apatosaur's channel. Today I'm going to do a first look video on Bellona. She is the new god that is coming out next week. And I'm just going to kind of pick up items. Sure. Okay, so Bellona, she's the first female warrior in the game. Very, very cool kit. Her kit revolves around changing her weapons by using her abilities. So, just real quick, let's take a look at her abilities. Her one is called Shield Bash. Well, I guess let's start with her passive. Her passive is that upon receiving hits or giving hits from basic attacks, Bellona gains protections and movement speed. As you can see here, 5 protections per stack. It stacks up to 5 times. And so you can get a total of 25 protections and 30% movement speed. It's really, really good. So that makes her a decent jungler. She can jungle and move around. It's very similar to Bakasura's passive, I would say. Only you don't have to kill the enemies. It's just auto-attacking, and I believe it goes away faster. So real quick, her one, Shield Bash, she dashes forward in a line, and upon colliding with the target, she does an AoE cone in front of her that deals damage, and it grants her a shield. So now you see I have a shield here. While Bellona has her shield out, her basic attacks grant her this stack right here. Sorry, this stack right here, which stacks block. Okay? And so it'll block basic attacks. So this helps against gods like Bakasura, Kronos, Freya, those auto-attack based gods. Okay, when you leave combat for a couple seconds, she goes back to just having her sword. You will stay with your current weapon, or the first weapon that you choose, for as long as you're in combat. So that's something to keep in mind. If you need to change weapons, you need to exit Well, if you need to change weapons, you need to either activate an ability or exit combat to go back to her sword. So as you see there, right above my portrait, my passive stacking up right here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to look at is her 2. Her 2, she whips out this giant hammer, spins it around, and then does a slam down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Spin it around, slam down, just like that. And this grants her a hammer. And what the hammer does is, as you can see there, it does AoE damage on basic attack. Basic attack AoE damage. I don't know why I have so much attack speed. I have a lot of attack speed. Her attack speed's really not... I mean, she has a warrior's attack speed, so it's not great. So, once again, let's look at the hammer. Spin it around, slam it down, and that grants her AoE whenever she hits. Okay? Her next ability that we're going to look at... So I guess her second ability is called Bludgeon. Her next ability is called Scourge, and what she does is she shoots out a line nuke in front of her. It pierces through enemies, and if it hits a god, it does this new type of CC that they're just introducing with the introduction with Bellona. It is a silence, and what the silence does, or not a silence, wow, it is a disarm. So what the disarm does is it makes it so the gods cannot use basic attacks, so they have to use abilities. So I'm going to flip that out. While she is in this like flail stance, her auto attack distance is increased slightly, and every third attack while she has out her whip gives her health back. So I'm going to pull it out just to show you guys. As you can see, I'm getting 110 every third attack. Okay. Alright, let's not die to Robot. Her 4, Eagle's Rally, she leaps to a location, slams down a flag in the middle of it. Any enemy standing in the middle of it will hold on, I'm going to kill him, he's being annoying. Okay, so any enemy standing in the middle of it will be stunned. This is what the animation looks like. And the outer circle there, it gives a buff for your allies, and that buff gives them protections and physical power for the duration that the flag is out. Okay, so that's a real quick overview of what her abilities do. I'm going to go ahead and end it so I can kind of show you itemization and stuff. So itemization in this patch, remember, is changed. So all of the warriors have updated itemization. So as you can see there, start with a bluestone pendant, warrior tabi into spirit robe and runeforged hammer, Jotun's wrath for extra damage, and then you can go to Magi's blessing stone and Gaia winged blade for some of the later stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to show you a couple combos real quick. I'm just going to get my health back, and then we're going to head back out. Oh, that's right. I am on the PTS right now, so that's something to keep note. All players have access to the PTS, but I'm going to go ahead and show you one of our combos. So this is what a Bellona combo looks like. So I jumped in with my 4, switched to my hammer, and he blinded me right when that happened, but I switched to my flail for a little bit just to get him disarmed, so he couldn't use basic attacks, not that he was basic attacking me, and then I used my shield bash to dash in and kill him. I'll go ahead and show you shield bash again. I don't think I did a very good job of showing it. So you dash forward, collide with somebody, with people, and then shoot these like 5 shields out in a cone in front of you. It's important to note that shield bash also causes a slow, so that is another thing to note. I'm going to take this tower. I'm going to do my combo again. This is the combo again. So as I'm standing here, you can see I have this buff right here, this flag, and it gives me increased physical power and protections, so that really helps out. Another thing to note is while you have your shield out, basic attacks towards you reflect damage in an AoE around you, sort of like a Hide of the Nemean Lion mixed with like the new shield active. What is it called? Shield of the Underworld. So it reflects damage out. Instead of 40%, it only reflects 30%. So another thing to note, she has a lot of brawling potential. Just between her 1 and her 3, she's kind of an anti-hunter sort of warrior / jungler kind of thing. So yeah, very, very interesting new god. I would recommend checking her out on the PTS. You can find PTS information on the server, or on the Smite website. I'm going to go ahead and head back. She does different recall animation for each weapon you have out, which is pretty cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess I don't want to surrender, so I'm going to go ahead and win it real quick. Shouldn't be too difficult. But it is Bellona, kind of like baloney. I thought it was Bellona when I originally looked at it, but okay, do that. Her hammer is really, really good at clearing waves, just because of the AoE aspect that comes along with it. I do think that she'll probably be a top tier hunter come her release next week. I think that she will be very, very strong. Oh, I was going to say the health thing is... another thing of note is that you can actually cast your same ability. Like, I can cast my hammer, and even if my hammer's still out, I can use the ability again. So it's not like you have to change weapons in order to change back. So I can cast my hammer again. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. The attack speed does not change. It looks faster with her flail out, but the attack speed does not change between different stances. So there you have it. There's a quick overview of Bellona and what she does. I will be playing her when she gets released. I don't do a whole lot on the PTS just because it's really hard for me to get the new god as a pick in the PTS, so I usually just wait until it comes out. And then I will probably play her, post a game up. If you guys have any questions, I've done a little bit of research about her. So just kind of ask in the comment section. I'm going to try and think of some other combos. I mean, they just released her yesterday, so there's still a little bit going on, a little bit of, I guess, experimentation going on. So there she is, Bellona, Roman god of war, goddess of war, and I will see you guys next time. Remember to like and subscribe.